think I warned them not just in 2014, but very specifically in 2016, where I called it the largest intelligence failure since 9/11, our failure to understand Putin's plans and intentions. We're able to ignore the warnings that we were sending from the House Intelligence Committee, and then, lo and behold, after they lost the election, they first tried to blame fake news, and then when that didn't work, they switched it into this whole concept of Russia.
Devin Nunes given a whole new take. House Intel Committee Chair there was Sean Hannity taking aim at Democrats and the Obama team, pointing to past warnings about Russian election interference. The Democrat, Eric Swalwell, a California member of the House Intel and Judiciary Committees, with me now. And, sir, welcome back and good day to you. I got a lot to go over. I don't think I'm going to change your mind, but I think these are points of discussion that I think the American people deserve to hear. It is clear that Republicans see something else. They see big branches of the American government that are dragging their feet. And can you blame them after all the stuff they've been rebuffed trying to see and make public?
Well, Bill, actually, you know, that quote you just played from Chairman Nunes, I've heard him say that before, and he was right that Russia was a great threat during that time. But what I don't understand is that his inability or unwillingness to do anything about it now, is that because he told us so and we didn't respond in the right way, or the Obama administration didn't respond in the right way?
I think
and so he's going to punish us. I just don't understand that logic. I think
what he was saying is that, you know, the loudest critics right now, Brennan and Clapper and Comey, they were there. They were in charge. They knew about it. And what did they do?
Yeah. And Bill, I've never defended.
I got it. Just the final point, and then I'll let you go.
Yep.
They thought Hillary was going to win. And if she won, we would not even have to address this, sir. That's the point he's going to.
It's a fair point, and I've always had concerns about the adequacy of the government response. That's why I wrote legislation immediately, and I talked to Chairman Nunes and I talked to Speaker Ryan right after the November election asking to have an independent commission. I said this was too politically charged. I wrote legislation to do that. Let's take it outside of the Capitol so that we can look at these issues, and just as we did after September 11th, look at the adequacy of the government response, because that's fair game as well.
And it happened in 2008. This is Nunes. It happened in 2012. He said he warned him in 2014. Said he warned him in 2016. I mean, if you lay that out, and if you just accept the answer that he's given.
But it's happening now, and I'm asking him, let's do something so it doesn't happen again.
What did those in charge have to do about it? Listen, I know you're not happy with this president. I know you hated Monday in Helsinki. But if you look at what has happened, it's hard for me to say that he hasn't been tough on Putin. You got the sanctions, right? You got the arms to Ukraine. You got NATO kicking up its defense spending. Those are all things that I think everyone in Washington can agree on, can't they?
Well, Bill, I would argue that the only reason any of that happened was because the American people spoke up. Leaders in Congress pushed for those sanctions. He reluctantly signed them. Leaders in Congress pushed for the arming of the Ukrainians and the defense bill, and he signed it. It's not his instinct. Yeah, and I'm not here to defend what Obama did with Ukraine. I would have been tougher on Russia when they invaded Crimea.
But they did this under President Trump. And you clearly cannot have a problem with that, can you?
But I don't have a problem with what the American people are saying and what Congress is doing to force this president. But what we saw on stage on Monday, that is the real Donald Trump, somebody who will side in a line with Vladimir Putin before he would side in a line with our own intelligence community. That's what is so troubling to me. And still, the fact that he has not ruled out turning over a U.S. ambassador to the Russians, that is just very, very unsettling, that we would turn over one of our own ambassadors to Vladimir Putin for questioning.
Well,
Bill, that raises all sorts of other questions.
It's being talked about. Let's see in the end whether it happens.
Well, with this president, I think you and I would agree, if he says he's going to do something, he usually will do it. And that was the mistake that a lot of people made during the campaign. They said, oh, you know, he's just being Trump. Well, he's actually, to his credit, he's stuck to his word.
He thinks the dossier was fake, and he thinks that you guys have just been messing with him for the past year and a half. It's slowed down what he's trying to get done with the American people. He's saying, look, I won. You're trying to take that away from me. It's not going to happen. That's what's going on inside his head. Whether he states it that clearly every time is up to him, okay? And that's on the White House. But Democrats want to subpoena the translator who was in the one-on-one meeting. Now, what would you get from that?
Well, Bill, we would understand what the president has not shared with us publicly. Again, he has priors. I was a prosecutor, so this individual has priors. He's had Russians in the Oval Office before, divulged national security secrets to them, and now that we're learning that he expressed a willingness to turn over a U.S. ambassador to the Russians, there's a lot of questions about whether any secret deals were made with Vladimir Putin or whether any national security secrets are at risk that we should know about to alert our national security community.
Bush, President Obama, President
different
Clinton.
presidents,
They've
different
all had one-on-one
men of honor.
meetings, okay? So you want to drag the translator before Congress? I mean,
this is an extraordinary circumstance. I agree.
Who are you going to get to do that job in the future if that threat's hanging over their head?
I agree, Bill. It's an extraordinary circumstance. Congressman Schiff just requested this in our House Intel hearing. He called for a closed session, not for it to be some sort of spectacle. But we do need to know whether classified information was divulged to Vladimir Putin. He has done this before, and so I think we should know if he did it again.
Okay. I hope you come back, all right? We can
I do.
talk
I love
about
coming
this
back.
in a sane manner, okay? And I know I'm not going to change your mind, and I'm not here to change
I'm open,
your mind.
Bill.
But
I'm always open.
I think we need to be open to these discussions, all right? We'll see whether or not they get traction.
Yep. Have a good morning.